The most common question that I get asked in relation to creating online courses is, what's the best software to use? Now, I wish there was one definitive answer that I could give, but unfortunately there's not, because we all have completely different preferences as to what we like and what our needs are, in exactly the same way we'd have different preferences for what restaurant we'd want to go out to, or what holiday we want to go on. So what I'm going to cover in this short film are 5 key factors to be considering and thinking about before you go and investigate the potential software solutions, so that you put yourself in the best place to make the best decision about the software that's going to suit your needs and help you create and sell the courses that you want to deliver to those who you want to serve. So, what are the 5 different factors? Well, the first is, how do you intend to create your actual courses? By this, what I mean is there is a large upfront cost and time in creating the courses, and how you actually intend to do this will have an impact on the software that you might want to use. So for instance, for some people, one of the things I suggest is that you promote your courses before you actually create the content. And one of the reasons for that is it helps you actually get some cash up front, because you can take the money in and then create the materials. But actually it's also, if you're somebody that wants to test the materials, test the processes, it can work really, really well. But obviously, if you're going to do things like record your courses live to enable you to do that, to test them live, then you need to have slightly different software potentially than the software you might use if you're going to record everything in advance. Now, obviously, you can record everything in advance, but I'd only be suggesting doing that if you have already piloted and tested and refined the materials that you're offering. And even then, it might be slightly different when you're delivering your content online. So how you intend to create the materials is important. And one of the other things to think about in relation to that is, are you somebody that's better creating content when you're standing up speaking? Or are you better writing something out first of all? So for instance, I'm much better at going into flow when I'm standing up and speaking. So my preference would be to create content, to then have it transcribed, and then to turn that into the materials that I then would create in an online course. But I do quite often do that live, as well as sometimes having recordings. So be thinking about how you intend to create the materials. The second thing is around how you want to actually deliver those materials. So by that, what I mean is what functionality do you want to have? Do you want to be able people to, when they sign up, get instant access to those materials, or do you want to drip feed the materials to them? What kind of format are you going to be delivering the materials on? Are you going to be coming up with video as well as audio as well as handout? Or is it going to be, a mixture of those different formats, if you like? What style of course are you going to be creating? Are you going to be creating a home study course? Or are you wanting to have some kind of interactive element? If you want to have some kind of interactive element, obviously you need to have technology that enables you to do that. All of this is easy enough to do. It's just about getting clear on, again, what it is that you want in terms of how you want to actually deliver your courses. The third factor is budget, it's money. How much money do you want to invest in this? And that's one of the reasons why I do suggest you promote your courses ahead of actually creating them, so you can generate some cash, because you can do things very cheaply, and I'll explain the cheapest and quickest, easiest way to do it in a moment. But for some of the advanced functionality, you can spend a lot of money, and that money can be a really, really good investment if you're clear that whatever solution you're actually about to purchase is definitely the right way forward. But have some idea of what that budget is, whether it's a few £100s or dollars, or if you have several £1,000s or dollars to actually be spending. So what's the fourth factor? Well, that is actually to do with your client expectations. The easiest way to create content and deliver online courses is to simply be sending automated emails out to people every week, or it might just be as soon as they sign up if you're giving them instant access. And within that email, give them a link to the files, whether or not that is an audio file, a presentation, PDFs, video. You can just simply send an email out with a link, and they'd get the materials, they'd be able to work through it. And that was something that certainly I started off with right in the beginning in about 2010 when I started doing this. But client expectations have changed. There are so many more online courses out there that a lot of our customers now expect to be able to sign into some kind of portal. Now, I'm not suggesting you do that straight away. You might want to start by keeping things simple and then advance on to that. But be mindful of the experience you want to give your customers. So for me now, my people who are doing my online courses are signing into a portal where they access all the modules and they work from module to module. They can see the progress that they're making through the different courses. So again, there's no right and wrong. If you're selling to a corporate market, for instance, they might want to have the facility to issue several different licenses so that they can offer that course to a certain number of people. You might want to charge on a per license basis as well. So just find out what your customers are expecting and have that partly influence the type of software that you want to deliver. The fifth factor, getting a bit tongue-tied there, is to do with how do you intend to market the courses. Like any other product and service, you need to be doing something to get people to actually buy the online courses. So the easiest thing that a lot of people do is they upload their courses onto a platform such as Udemy or Vimeo, where the platforms themselves promote the courses. Now, there are a couple of different advantages. Obviously, they're then marketing those courses, and if you are selling into the EU, there can be advantages because the EU digital VAT rules won't apply, because it will be the third-party providers that will have to deal with that. However, the disadvantages are that you don't have the relationship with the customer, you don't have their email address, you're not building up that relationship because the contract, if you like, is between the customer and the third party. So you still obviously have a chance to build relationships up with them and then try and get them onto your email list or get them into your Facebook communities, but you don't have that automatic relationship with the customer. So how else can you actually market your courses? Well, one of the strategies I've used is in going out through joint venture partners, and that can be a phenomenal way to build a business, not just online, but that was one of the main strategies I used for my training consultancy business offline before I came into the online world. In the online world, though, one of the things you might want to think about is having some kind of affiliate tracking software if you're going to go out with partners who are going to request affiliate commission. Not everybody does, but again, it depends on how you're going to market those courses. If you're going to be having going out with webinars to get people to sign up into your online courses, you'll need software to do that. If you are going to be offering free PDFs or ebooks or checklists, then you will probably need to have some kind of software that will enable you to capture somebody's name and email address and then automatically send that document to them. So these are just some of the things to be thinking about. Once you've actually thought about that, then it's a case of doing the research and finding out which of the software solutions out there are the best ones for you. So if you're watching this video as part of a blog post, then below this video that you'll be able to actually screen through, and I have listed a whole range of different software solutions that I have found helpful and my clients have found helpful in creating online courses. If you haven't actually read that blog post yet, or you're not reading this video, you're not accessing this video through that blog post, then just check out the link to that blog post below or alongside the video. The blog post itself is simply called "What's the best software for creating online courses?" I hope you found that helpful. If you have, then do remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel or to my Facebook fan page so you can get regular updates of other videos that I am sharing.